Hello, hello, hello. I'm preparing myself lately to play the last edition of D&D. So I decided to make some dungeon items to use them in the game. As you easily understand, this will be an easy tutorial. What we're going to paint today? Again, 12 kobolds, 12 rats, 2 altar of evil, 1 sarcophagus, 2 welt of chaos, and 1 mocking beast. We begin from the one of the most interesting things in every figure, the unboxing. The room is filled with the smell of fresh plastic, and we leave here and there small pieces of cardboard. After the joyful part of the unboxing, we pin all the figures. Yes, you may think it is very boring part, but it is also very important. Let's begin with the primer. We adjust the airbrush at 20 to 25 psi and we apply the first coat of primer. We drop the pressure 10 to 15 psi this time because the paint is more diluted than the primer. So we base coat the minis with black grey. At this point I have to say that this video may confuse you a little bit. This is because I will not show separately piece to piece how I made it, except from the Mocking Beast that it is a detailed tutorial at the end of the video, but I will show you how I painted all the pieces with one paint. And now I may confuse you again with my bad translations from Greek to English. Anyway, with barley grey I base coated the altars and I made the first highlights. Because all these stone pieces has grayscale tones, we have to make sharper highlights. We will achieve this with wolf grey. Now, after high contrast highlights, it's the time to make a wash. With acrylic black wash, we will make a not accurate quick wash to the minis. This will help to pop up the details. Because we can't remove the excess wash, we are going to highlight again. If we would like to remove it, we had to use oil washes, but this would be a very time consuming and it is not worth it. Yes, I know, we have already painted kobolds, but this time we will change a little bit the colors. We start by base coating with medium camel brown, the same color I used on the rats. Now with mahogany, we will spray the paint from the down to the upper point. This will give us the first shadows. Respectively, for the rats we will use tank green. With tan we will make the highlights on the kobolds. We will use the same colors on the mouths and the tails of the rats. Acrylic quick wash again, brown to the kobolds, green to the rats. Do you remember this little sarcophagus at the start of the video? The inner part of it I painted with blue-violet and then I highlighted with white. There, here is the Mocking Beast. This mini I will show you how to paint it step by step because I thought it has more interesting than the other. This lovely box with teeth I base coated with dark earth. Because we want this mini to make the difference from the other minis, we will give it more highlights. The first highlight were made with green-brown. The next highlight were made with light brown. As you can easily notice, the higher the highlight, the smallest the surface we cover. Then with sand we will make the final highlight. The gums along the mouth we will paint them with gunship green. Of course, bone white to the teeth. Blue-violet to the tongue. To tell you the truth, it's not as blue as it looks like. It looks so blue because I have some issues with my camera. Around the tongue, it has a scalp and some bones. I base coated them with medium camel brown. At the back of the box, it has some tumors. These I paint them with light red. I painted all the metal parts with gunmetal. Time for the highlights before the wash. We highlight the gums with lime green. I dry brushed the skull and the bones with bone white. Also, I highlight the tone with magenta. Ivory to these lovely sharp teeth. And finally, a little light orange to the tumors. After applying gloss varnish, we continue to the oil wash stage. We will dilute a lot of Van Dyke brown with white spirit. If I can give you a mixture, it's about 10:1 ratio. This mixture is very thin. That means it has very little coverage, but it will pop up all the small details. Keep in mind, because it is very thin, it may need to reapply 2 to 3 times. This thin oil wash can easily be removed with our fingers, but in biggest areas we will use a Q-tip. Don't hesitate with the finger technique, it is not sloppy, it is a very common technique. When we are pleased with the final result, it is time to seal our work. We will make this happen with matte varnish. Even the oil wash turns to darkens the highlights. So we're going to renew the highlights with a little touch. Squid pink at the tongue, gunship green to the gums, and finally duck egg green. I wanted the tumors to look more toxic, so I highlight them with fluorescent yellow. A fantasy figure has always a fantasy eyes, so I base coated the eyes with meridian blue, then white, and finally blue shade. With steel, I highlighted all the metal parts. And don't forget, when you finish the paint job, seal it with matte varnish. Let's see what we make. That's all for today. You can't complain, it was really easy. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course you can comment, subscribe and all this bunch of things. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!